Hi, welcome and welcome back. I hope you're doing well. I wanted to come back with a part 3 to the series that I've been doing on narcissists and money, who's in control. And I mentioned yesterday that there was another email communication between me and my dad that I think ties in with the concept of narcissists and money. I had mentioned that my dad had gotten this sales job and that he had contacted us to get a sale, basically. And there were a lot of things going on at the time. We had just relocated and he had just gotten this job and he was very eager to make a sale, and he was contacting us about this opportunity. And I had mentioned in a previous video that after really looking at the whole situation, that there were so many unanswered questions, so many red flags, and ultimately we decided not to get involved. A couple things that I wanted to address or highlight is, one, the desperation aspect in terms of money, but then also there's some nuggets in this as far as scams are concerned. And not only as far as you're concerned, or in my case, as far as I was concerned, but also ways that the narcissist can be tricked or used as a pawn or used as a flying monkey to do another narcissist's bidding in that context. And I think that anybody who cons, tricks, or scams a person is definitely narcissistic. And don't let anybody tell you any differently. At the root of it all, someone who feels entitled, to your money, resources, time, attention, yeah, that's a problem. At any rate, I wanted to share with you the email that I got from my dad when we were talking back and forth about this opportunity and him trying to sell us on this opportunity in doing his job, his new job. He had contacted me a couple times, and after talking to him, I had a lot of questions that just were not answered. And so my dad referred me to his boss at that time. And I had a conversation with the boss. This guy, I can't remember now if he called me or if I called him, but I think he ended up calling me. And we had a lengthy conversation about this opportunity. And this email that I sent to my dad was letting my dad know kind of what the outcome was of my conversation with his boss. It says, "Dad, thanks for the phone call the other day. I have to admit that it kind of caught me off guard. Your boss called me yesterday and we talked for a while. I told him that you did a good job and such. I still haven't received the DHL package yet, but I'll take a look at it when it arrives. Even without looking at the package, I already have a slew of questions. I know that you couldn't talk very freely at work, but I'm hoping that you can share your honest feedback about this opportunity. Bear with me, here goes. Number 1, what is the name of the company that you and your boss work for? What's the address? What is their website? Number 2, what's the name of the project that is being developed? What's the website? Who's the builder? Number 3, was our name on a call list, or did you decide to call us and let us know about the opportunity? How many and what other types of people are being contacted about this opportunity? Number 4, did you call any of our other relatives? Who? Number 5, what exactly is your new job? How did you get the job? Number 6, Friday evening I called your boss's office phone number that he gave me. The phone just rang. There was no outgoing message at all. So, after 3 minutes, I hung up. This seems strange to me and concerning. Can you explain why there was no voicemail identifying the business or giving the caller the option of leaving a message? I appreciate your honest feedback and I look forward to hearing from you. Leslie. So that was my email to my dad, and there's a lot in here that I wanted to touch on. But one thing is to trust your gut, right? And always trust your gut. And then the other thing is that when I received the package, this DHL package arrived with some materials, like a presentation or a packet of information regarding this opportunity. And I have to tell you, it really looked kind of pieced together and wasn't very polished or professional. It was very thick, but just, yeah. And the conversation that I had with the boss was very interesting. He was very vague. When I asked him questions on the phone, our conversation was a lot of hype coming from him and very little concrete information, but a lot of hype and a lot of rah-rah and all of that. The other thing is, after this barrage of questions that I put in writing to my dad, guess how many questions I got answered? 0. Now, I couldn't tell you what was going on the other end for sure, but I do know that I didn't get any of my questions answered, and ultimately my dad quit this job, and this did not last very long. And I think in his desperation to get money and to better his situation, that he got sucked into this opportunity or this job, and the guy that was running it was shady himself. And like I said, we didn't get involved, and the whole thing kind of died a very quick death. But I wanted to point some things out to you, because one of the ways that you may encounter narcissists is con artists or scammers. Right now there's a lot going on, and there's a lot of chaos, confusion. There's also a lot of scamming and skimming and playing people going on as well. And so you need to be aware of that, and you need to be prepared to respond to those kinds of situations. It could be a phone scam, it could be an email phishing scam, it could be just somebody coming up to you in person, it could be real estate, it could be so many different things. And one of the things that I wanted to encourage you with is, again, trust your gut. If it smells funny, it's probably funny. And the other thing is to not be afraid to ask questions. I've talked a lot and I've said a lot in my videos, as well as created a whole video about doing your due diligence. Why, oh why is it that we do not do our due diligence when we're meeting new people or dealing with people? It could be, it doesn't even have to be anything like this where it's a business opportunity, and this is the email, by the way, that I was reading you, but it could be online dating. It could be a dating opportunity. It could even be in person. Why are we so afraid to ask questions, to really probe? And I know for me, sometimes it can feel a little extra. It can feel kind of aggressive, or automatically place me in a position of looking like I'm automatically suspicious. And it can be uncomfortable. Let's just be honest. It can be uncomfortable to have to grill someone and not even grill, but just to go through and ask this many questions. But that just goes to show you the fact that I literally had 6 questions for my dad, like legitimate questions about this business, goes to show you how confusing and chaotic and just unclear this whole opportunity was, and the things that my dad was sharing, and then the things that even his boss was sharing with me on the phone. And I think that basically, this is what I think that my dad failed to secure the sale with me the first time around, and so the boss stepped in to try to hype me up and get me all excited, because at the time there were a lot of real estate opportunities going on in the market. There was a big bubble, and I think he stepped in to hype me up and to really seal the deal. And I just had way too many questions. And I told him, I said, look, let me think about it. Let me give it some thought. This is me talking to the boss. And when I tried to, I don't know if I tried to get back to him to let him know thanks, no thanks. I can't even remember. But whenever it was that I tried to kind of circle back to him to say thanks, no thanks, I couldn't even get a hold of the guy. It was like here today, gone tomorrow. Like he was there in the moment, ready to hook me in. And then once I kind of hesitated, really gave it some critical thought, guy disappeared. Sound familiar? So do your due diligence, trust your gut, don't be afraid to ask questions. It's better to ask questions on the front end and know who and what you're dealing with. And if you can't even find out that, then that's a problem. And you probably need to run the other way, whether it's an individual, like an interpersonal relationship that way, or a business opportunity and that type of a deal. And not be afraid to walk away. There's nothing wrong with walking away, and you'll probably thank yourself later. And it's probably the risk is probably greater than the reward 9 times out of 10, especially if there's all this confusion. And that's another thing I want to really drive home, is that if you're confused or unclear about something or someone, and there seems to be all this chaos or a lot of hype and no substance and just unclear who they are, what's going on, then that's a red flag. And you need to just see it as such and know that that's not your fault, that's not your problem, but also make some decisions to protect yourself, to protect your health, to protect your resources, whatever the case may be. Anyway, like I said, this did not last long, and I did a little search on the internet based on the information that was given to me about this opportunity. And even to this day, many years later, there is no trace or indication of this, what was at the time supposed to be this awesome opportunity that I just had to jump in on before it was too late and get in on. There is no evidence that this thing even got legs at all. So, and it's unfortunate because I know that my dad was trying to better his situation, but I think even he realized at the end of it all that he had gotten caught up in something that wasn't a good situation, and that this guy and the whole situation was just a bunch of BS. And he walked away and then went on to get another job, find other opportunities for himself to earn money. So sometimes even the narcissist can get conned, tricked, or scammed. Narcissists, in their desperation for money and to take care of their immediate needs, which are seemingly endless and always urgent, can be conned and tricked themselves into becoming a flying monkey or a sidekick or a helper to an even greater narcissist who is conning, manipulating, scamming, cheating people, lying to people, deceiving people. And it's really sad. But if you trust your gut, ask questions, do your due diligence, do your fact checking and your background checking, then you will be able to determine, in some cases very quickly, whether or not someone or something is legitimate. Have you ever encountered a situation where someone tried to fast talk or smooth talk you into an opportunity, whether it was a relationship or whether it was a business opportunity or some kind of a deal? Comment below and share your experience and how you handled that and what the outcome was. It may help someone else. You're not alone and you're not crazy. Know who you're dealing with, know who you are. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.